Hello and welcome back to another hardcore Minecraft episode. Today we are going to be preparing for quite a big build that will be stationed over there by the mountain. Not going to say what it is just yet, but it's probably one of my best builds in this game ever, so I'm pretty excited to get started on it, but we don't even have close to enough resources to create it yet, so today we're going to be doing a number of things, mainly building some nice new farms. So that'll include an experience farm, because I've started to get all these new tools here, and I need to enchant a lot more and then also have a way to repair them, other than just trading with villagers. And I'm also going to make like a prison ring farm, things like that, dye farms. And then we need to terraform this area, get rid of all these holes, smooth out the land, get rid of this podzol. We need to smooth all of this so it isn't just a cliff face. And then yeah, we can get rid of some of the mess around here. And yeah, this will be quite a large episode, just doing some random things. Then it'll make it so we can do the full build in the next episode. So first order of business, I think, is going to be creating an experience farm, which will just be a, average Enderman farm in the end. And I think in my Nether hub I have a portal to the end, so that'll be easy enough. So let's get building. This Enderman farm isn't very many resources. I want a better XP farm in the future, maybe like a nice gold farm. So I'm only going to build the basic design, which is still certainly good enough for my needs. So let's get building. Now we can get all this XP, so I'll put this in my offhand. We can repair our tools. Again, we can repair all the tools in our box of tools. Then we can make all those tools too with all this XP. And then we'll be right to do the next farm. So I'm going to sit here for a bit until I'm ready. And I just need to throw away some of these ender pearls. With that, I've still got tons of XP going. With that, we've healed up all the tools that we have currently. With the Enderman farm, I can also make the rest, so I'll do that a bit later once I continue on with some terraforming. But no, that's very good, very happy with that. So now we can get on to the second farm of the day, which is going to be a guardian farm. So the reason we're out here, I have all the resources for the farm, and I'll just put on my elytra really quickly. So fly out over here, very close to our fishing boat is an ocean monument. Should be just along here, if I remember correctly. Wait a second. Yeah, there's the ocean monument, so quite a distance away. The fishing boat's back there. Now here's the ocean monument. It is a goal for me to have everything connected and possible by either horse or boat, so I might make a little, I don't know, some rest stop here so we can go up to the AFK point from just the boat's access, because while flying around on an elytra is fast, it's not, in my opinion, the funnest way to do things, so I try to have everything connected with paths so I can just ride the horse around. So I don't think breathing will be a problem because I have respiration. So let's just dig in here before we get the thing and try and kill him quickly before he starts attacking, because they do quite a bit of damage. And just like that, there we go. He didn't drop anything. I think some of them drop armor templates, if I'm not mistaken. So we have to do that for here and here, if I'm not mistaken. But let's get into a time lapse of building this pretty nice farm. really am not exactly sure why I made the Enderman farm now, because this is a lot closer to my base and I can get here on boat and on horse, so I don't have to fly around, which is nice because I enjoy that. And this gives a lot more XP too. And I was thinking, oh, the experience is going to be harder to make, even though I made it like 10 times before. But yeah, it's not harder at all, and all you have to do is this, and I have to add the bubbles, of course, and not 100% done, but we'll have so much prismarine stuff, and also a ton of levels, which will be very nice. So this is going to be my main XP farms from now on. Ready? 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. There's a timer that lets them come through every 15 seconds, so any second now. Oh my goodness me. Oh. Where am I supposed to aim? Oh, one shot. Okay, just got to sleep before they came back. Okay. So, it obviously works extremely well. We're already at level 50, so our Enderman farm is completely and utterly obsolete. So, that's very good. This was very quick and easy to build, and they just keep on coming. So, let's see. We've already got quite a ton of stuff, prismarine. So, I'm going to sit here. I'm going to wait until I get 100 levels, I think, and then we can do some more farm building. And I think with that, we are at 100 experience levels. I'll just let it play out for a bit longer. And while I've been waiting, I've crafted down all of the prismarine I've got in here. There it is, looking nice. Yeah, it'll be a pretty cool sight with the town hall there. I also wanted to say, I don't know what we're going to do with this, because, you know, it doesn't really fit with the town, although it looks really cool. It also in a way fits in as well. So I think for now I'm going to keep it in the mob farm. Yeah, but because putting a tower around it would be way too thick of a tower. It would look so crazily out of place. So it's either it goes or it stays, but for now it stays. The only bad thing is it might get in the way of some very tall ships, but I don't think I'll build any in the air yet, so that's fine. It's time to move on to the next set of farms, which will be a bunch of dye farms. I'm kind of on the edge as whether to build a squid farm. I'll try and build as many of the other ones as I can. But yeah, I'm not sure about building a squid farm, because I actually get quite a lot of black ink if I just kill them in the lake, and I don't need that much. But if I ever make a project where I need a lot of black ink, I'll just make a squid farm. But yeah, I'll probably make a sea pickle farm for light green. I already have bone farm with the mob farm. Then somewhere in here, yep, I've got cactuses, there's the sea pickles, and I'll just make flower farms for the rest of the colours. Okay, and that should work, so we can add these 3 cacti back. Okay, those are dealt with, so wow. also wanted to show you from our guardian farm, we killed 2,975 guardians, even though I was only there for about 10 minutes, 20 minutes. So that's pretty crazy. Yeah. Anyway, it is time for the next farm, and I'll probably just build a nice little tree farm that's about 20,000 per hour, which is good enough for me since I already have my bulk tree farm, which produces more than enough for things like chests, so let's build that. So the tree farm is complete here, works pretty nicely, and we've got quite a bit of wood for it. It does completely eat up all my bone meal though. I changed my bone meal farm to be a moss farm, so I might have to change it back into a bone meal farm temporarily. That's okay, it does produce a nice amount, so I'll leave the tutorial for this one in the description also, but yeah, you can see it comes down and explodes like that, and gets rid of all the trees, but yeah, it's very good. Probably just make a bit more here, and then I can go into building the next farm, which will be a flower farm, and I will decorate that with nice flowers. Okay, so here's the fully finished flower farm and terraformed area. So not that bit, but all of this is terraformed, and I'll have the nice farmhouse here with some flower fields around it. But I'll just show you the flower farm. I'll just put all this stuff away for now. So now we have an infinite supply of these dyes, so some light grey dye, some blue dye, and some yellow dye. I have some bone meal here too, and the reason I'm not collecting the poppies for red dye is because my iron farm creates such a huge amount of those anyways. I'll just fly up. And I did have to cut off a lot of the fields here, so I'll probably just get rid of those, add some more trees to the tree line, and I'll add some trees up and around here as well. And then I'll frame some nice rocky rocks here, which will frame the house nicely. And then you can look out onto the farming area. But enough of that. I was just going to go up here to show you the nice amount of poppies I have from all the farms, so that's definitely all the red dye I need. Now I think about it, I did make a tall flower farm for rose bushes, so yeah, that's a bit of a waste, but it doesn't really matter. So now in today's video we have access to yellow dye, light grey dye, white dye from bone meal, blue dye, pink dye, and I think magenta dye, is that what pink dye, magenta dye from the peonies and lilacs, I think, yeah, I'm right. So, and we also have green dye from the cactus, can't forget about that. I was going to make a sea pickle farm for light green dye. I don't think I'll do that, because I can just make light green dye with the white dye. But if we're ever on a complete bone meal shortage, then I might just, or if I ever need sea pickles or something, like lighting up a lake, which will probably happen with our terraforming project, no spoilers. But yeah, this does make, some bone meal. I'm just putting those in there too. Can these move angled? Hold on. Yeah, no, no problem. But that's not today's episode's done. We have to do one more thing, and that's making this farmhouse with some nice flower fields. Okay, so I'm actually having a bit of trouble designing this build because I wanted it originally to be just like this, just like a little cottage, like our house here. Looks very nice, but oh yeah, I wanted this build to be like that, but less overgrown, still enshrouded in forest, but at the forest edge, so it won't be completely moss. But that's what I was thinking. But when you take a minute to actually start building, it's quite a large layout here, so I'm trying to imagine when we build the forest there'll be a few trees around here. So I'm wondering how it would look if it was 2 stories high. That'd be good because it would give us a storage area for all our farm-based blocks like moss and things like that. So I want to use our storage system that I dug out only for items that I won't store in the city, because I'll store logs and stones and things like moss and leaves already in here. So yeah, I think I'll have this area as a sort of 2-story high, and then it'll come down to this, which will be the doorway, which will move backwards into a shorter area here with a nice little area out here, which can be used for some storage, and then the path will come up and go winding through here up to this path. It'll join up somewhere here probably, and then of course we can build the fields out the back where the forest will end around here, and that will be good. So I guess let's just get to building. So the flower farmhouse is done, but I was going to have a replay time-lapse of it, but I just wouldn't load. I don't really know what's happening there, but look at the nice flower fields. Aren't they beautiful? We've got one for all the colours that the farm produces, so I like that, and I did just freehand this build, and it looks okay. It's not my best work because of the shape it had to be, but I think it turned out nicely with the chimney at the back. But yeah, a lot of experimenting. I don't really like this little offhang bit, but it has to be there for the room, and it leads nicely into the flower fields, I guess. But it's a bit of a shame that the replays didn't work, because I like making these time lapses, but that's okay. Maybe I'll try and get them to load in editing, but we have to still do some detailing and adding the windows, but from this nice angle here, I think I'm pretty happy with it, and you can imagine the trees in front of it, which will make it look smaller because it'll be enshrouded by them. And not the rest of the farming villages' houses are going to be this big, they're going to be more like little cottages, but this one is an exception, so it'll look quite nice, and it gives a nice sight line into the build that we're preparing for with all these farms that I'll build in a few episodes' time. But yeah, so let's get to detailing this. And there we go. It's crazy how much a few windows can add to a build. I do like it a bit better with the windows now. And it's nice on the inside, nice and cozy. I might add an interior for some farming storages, I guess, for the future, but we'll see what happens with that. But looks good. You can see behind it where our beacon is, near the hill. That's where the build's going to go, and you can see nicely over it because it will be elevated. But that's all for today's episode. Thank you very, very much for watching. The next episode will be gathering the, I think, 17,000 materials I need for the build I want to create. So it's a sort of mega build, but just very detailed. But I'm really excited to build it. No spoilers yet though, so make sure to keep watching. But thank you very much for watching, and I shall see you in the next one.